I'm Eric Novak, and these are 10 things to know about the 2020 Hyundai Sonata. Once upon a time, it was the mid-size sedan category where all the automakers were putting their latest technology and innovations into. Of course, we've morphed over, it seems, into SUVs and crossovers, but not so fast. There's still some pretty interesting things happening within the sedans, and especially in mid-size. Take a look at right here. We've got this 2020 Hyundai Sonata. This is the 8th generation Sonata, and I'll tell you, Hyundai is really putting some innovative new technologies, design language, and overall attractiveness to this new sedan of theirs, and I got a feeling it's going to be something that's going to get some SUV drivers and buyers looking at sedans once again. Right off the mark, I'm going to say that one of my favorite things about this new Sonata is its exterior design. Simply put, I think it looks gorgeous. The new generation Sonata is the first sedan designed with Hyundai's sensuous sportiness design language, and it looks like no other Hyundai made before it. The lines on this new Sonata are stunning and reminiscent of some of the more noteworthy luxury performance sedans on the market. A sweeping, almost fastback-like silhouette is not only incredibly attractive, but also highly aerodynamic. Its coefficient of drag, which is a measurement of how well it cuts through air, is on par with both the Toyota Camry and the Honda Accord. Across the entire front of the new Sonata is a newly designed digital pulse cascading grille, which I think looks terrific. Even more impressive is the new combination headlamps, which feature a distinctive new lighting architecture. A chrome line flows from the wing mirror right around the side passenger windows and returns to the front of the car by running down the length of the hood and ending at a sharp right angle beneath each headlight. This chrome strip features graduated LED daytime running lights embedded with hidden lighting lamps, and when illuminated, it looks like nothing else out there on the market. At the rear, a wide horizontal line extends across the center of the trunk, stretching to the edges of the car. This line is actually a long LED strip that connects with each brake light, creating another striking visual impression at night, and again one that is very distinctive. Step inside, and the 2020 Sonata offers an equally impressive new interior. With more of a narrow and minimalist approach than before, there is a definite upscale vibe that one is struck with. The 12.3-inch digital instrument panel is said to be inspired by a stealth fighter, and on that claim, I'm just going to have to take their word for it. But the display is laudable for its high-definition graphics and customization capabilities. A traditional gear shifter has been replaced by an electronic shift-by-wire button selector to create more openness in the interior. The center stack is also where a drive mode selector as well as a wireless charging pad can be found. At the center and on top of the dashboard sits an all-new 10.25-inch HD touchscreen. This is the primary interface for navigation and stereo controls, and while its design is attractive, this is perhaps the one item that I'm not in love with. Touch points for controlling the center screen are embedded into the sides and not represented by specific buttons. I've always had a problem with this type of system as they're far more difficult to work with. I think that for whatever is lost in aesthetics by including tactile buttons, it's more than made up for by increased usability. A new 12-speaker Bose sound system is available in the new Sonata. It provides a rich sound for your musical listening taste. However, the most intriguing feature of the system for me came as a bit of an unexpected surprise. So a neat feature inside the 2020 Hyundai Sonata is, as you can see, I'm here in the middle of nature, but I don't hear it. So if I want to not listen to the radio, but I want to hear the sounds of nature without rolling down the window, I just hit sounds of nature, and suddenly I'm in the middle of nature. Pretty cool. There is lots of interior volume inside the 2020 Sonata, and it certainly appears more like a full-size sedan than a mid-sized. Front seating is well contoured and comfortable. Legroom is more than enough with up to 46.1 inches to enjoy. In the second row, passengers have up to 34.8 inches of legroom and 56.1 inches of shoulder room. This would make it comfortable for 3 adults sitting in the back. Cargo capacity in the trunk is set at a respectable 16.3 cubic feet, which would be good for a couple of sets of golf clubs or a week's worth of groceries. The 2020 Sonata is also where a number of new technologies for Hyundai are being put on display. Sonata owners can now use a dedicated smartphone app to work as a digital key, and through near-field communications, or NFC, it can lock and unlock the vehicle, signal an emergency, and even start the car. Now, this key can also be digitally transferred to others so that they can have access to the car. For parents, a digital key could be given to a child and can also have parameters attached for things such as distance away from home that they can travel to, and it can be revoked instantly if they go where they're not supposed to. So one of the new things about the 2020 Sonata is this thing called SMARTPARK, or as they say in Boston, SMARTPARK. And essentially what it is it's an assistive device for safety when you are parking in tight spaces. The old idea, I guess, is if you're in a busy mall when there's tight spaces, you need to get in. Well, if you're in a tight spot, opening the doors might be difficult. So they've built a system where you can basically the car will automatically, with you being outside of it, back up, forward, and back. And what you do is it works through this fob here, and I'm going to demonstrate what we do. So first, we have to make sure it's locked. I will start using the remote starter. And then if you'll see here, there's just a couple of buttons, forward and back. And I'm just going to back it up by holding it. And it's backing out. I'm holding on to it. There's nobody inside. And so I guess the idea is you just go back as far as you want until you can set. I let go. And it goes. And all of a sudden, if I want to get it back forward again, I just press the forward button. And it will go forward. I think you've got about a 12-foot radius. You have to be within proximity of 12 feet. And it will get to a point. Apparently you can, if you're... if there's obstacles in the way, it will detect it, but I'm just going to bring it forward. Oh, it's even adjusting itself. And if you're far enough away, it shuts itself off. That's pretty cool. And it's off. Powering the 2020 Sonata are two powertrains initially, with more on the way. Exact trim offerings vary between Canada and the United States, but generally speaking, base and lower trim levels are powered by a 2.5-liter, 4-cylinder, 16-valve, naturally aspirated engine that produces 191 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque. Upper and top-level trims come equipped with a 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that produces 180 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. It's an interesting pairing, but you'll get more horsepower on the lower trims, but more torque on the upper end. But these engine options are essentially on par with the main competitors in the category, such as the Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, Nissan Altima, and Subaru Legacy. A hybrid powertrain is also slated to be offered, but will arrive later in 2020, and I've not had the chance yet to either drive it or see the specs, but I hope to do so later this year, so stay tuned for that review as soon as I can. Fuel economy numbers for each of the engines are also about average for the segment. Despite different displacement and output figures, both engines have the same combined fuel economy rating according to Natural Resources Canada. Each engine is rated at 7.7 liters per 100 kilometers, or 30.6 US miles per gallon. And the last thing to know about the 2020 Hyundai Sonata are my impressions, and I can say it pretty succinctly, I love it. This car is just so refreshing to see. I love how we've put some innovation and great styling design back into this category again. It seems like all the automakers are forgetting this segment, but boy, this Hyundai Sonata has got all the right things going for it. Great technology, a gorgeous exterior design, and a good price point as well. Overall, if you want to come back to sedans, boy, take a look at this one. You're going to love it. That's it for this review. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching. there's plenty of ways for you to keep connected with me. So check out some of my social media links, suggested videos, and I'd really love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel.